Ladies and gentlemen, this is Red Tech here. Today we're going to start our lesson videos. This is lesson 101, batch. As you can see, I am in command prompt. What we're going to do in command prompt is, well, let me give you an example. If I type in portfolio, now this never happens. You can't just type in one word and it automatically work. You have to actually write a batch file or a couple to make it do what I'm about to make it do. I wrote 2. So it automatically opens up localhost. So the site can't be reached. It's going to say that. And the reason is because if I go back to the command prompt, you'll see that it's starting a server. It switched to the portfolio folder. When I typed in portfolio, it switched to the portfolio folder. In the portfolio folder, it opened another batch file, which opened Google Chrome, switched to the local host, and then it started the server from that batch file before killing the file that I originally started. We're going to go over every single thing that I did and get you to be able to do things like this in the future. The reason why is because this is a lot better than every single time having to open up command prompt, changing your directory directly into your portfolio folder, starting up code, which I already have it open, and then starting the server. Doing that is a pain in the butt, so I do it with one word every single time because it's awesome. You can see localhost starting to load. It was. We'll go back here. It's on 10%. It's got to build all the modules and then it'll be up and running. But we're going to sit here on localhost and you'll see it actually come online here in just a few seconds. This is really awesome, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. It's something that I thought of myself. When a programmer can make things easier on himself or herself, that is the best way to go about it. Making things easier is definitely a better way to do things. I used a couple of batch files. It's that simple. How it works is I know when my command prompt starts automatically, and I'll make a tutorial for Linux and OS X too. But basically, how it works is the folder that my command prompt automatically starts in is where I have my first batch file. I just put in the name of the batch file. It automatically switches or changes the directory to my portfolio folder. Inside my portfolio folder, there's another batch file, and it runs that batch file. After it runs that batch file, it kills the original batch file that I ran. The reason for that is because it don't take up as much processes. It don't take up a lot of processes, but having two batch files running at the same time, it adds to it. So I had to kill the original batch file because I don't need it no more. And if you're wondering, batch file is basically a program that was used in CMOS, OS X, and Windows, or not CMOS, DOS. I don't know why I said CMOS for. But CMOS is BIOS that know where everything's stored in your computer. Anyway, DOS is what originally used it. OS X used it, or OS 2, I should say. And Windows originally used it on their original Windows. Now, what it is it's a file that runs commands. That's it. And you can use command prompt, you can use Apple's operating system, or Mac, whatever you want to call it. It only goes up to 2 though, they don't run any higher than that, so if you have a new Mac, it ain't going to work. But yeah, I think it was the Apple II that ran it, so the second operating system for Apple II, for Apple. But anyway, basically what it does is it runs I don't know why I didn't start it. Anyway, there's the website, as you can see. Basically, how it works is it runs command lines that you would normally have to type. So, like if it's a program file that runs command lines. And it's easier for people like me to use it because I know how to use it. The same way with command prompt. As you can see, I got a server running from just typing portfolio. Normally that doesn't happen. You don't just type portfolio and all of a sudden it's like, hey, here you go. This website sucks, by the way, but I'm working on it. Been a long time coming. But yeah, this is basically how this works. I'm going to terminate the command, and then we're going to go into the folder and show you how this works. As you can see, portfolio, there it is. There's a batch file here, Windows batch file. It says portfolio. If I edit this, it says @echo auth. That allows for coding, if you didn't know that. Basically, echo means that command prompt is going to tell us these things. Command prompt is saying switching to portfolio folder. So that's what it's going to read on the command prompt. It's saying switching to portfolio folder. And it changes the directory to Angular course lesson 3 portfolio. Well, changes the directory, desktop, Angular course lesson 3 portfolio. Now, if I didn't write this file, if I opened up command prompt every time I turn my computer on, I would literally have to type all this every single time, and then type what program I wanted to open, and then write the file to start the or write the program to open the server. So how this works is this automatically does it for me. And then it's in folder found, then it opens a file called T. T is another batch file that is in my portfolio folder. And what T does is it opens Google Chrome, takes me to that website, and then opens or starts the server. Task kill IAM portfolio.bat. You don't need IAM. You don't think you need anything there. I think I just need task kill, but I put it in there. What IAM stands for is image name. In this case, it's a bat file, but it basically kills the batch file that's already open. So now let's go to my portfolio folder. Go to my desktop, which you'll see here in just a second. And go to course, into portfolio, and here's the T file. Let's edit this, take a look at it. Click on it here. I want to edit it. Again, I echo off at a loss for coding. Echo, basically making command prompt read opening portfolio, and it starts Chrome at this address. Then it says starting server, command prompt does. And then I use the program to, or the name to start the server. And I would have to type that every single time if I didn't make the batch file. So let's go over making a batch file. I am going to go back to here, and I have the batch file made here. We're just going to edit. And just so you know, you can see Notepad, one file. Okay, here we go. Text file. It says YouTube. Let's open this text file, and what we're going to do is add echo off, which allows coding and bat or batch. So what we're going to do is add echo off, and then we're going to do echo, and we're going to say starting, no, not starting YouTube. We're going to type sleep and then 2. What this does is it basically waits 2 seconds and then opens YouTube. And we're going to type start Chrome https / www.youtube.com. And all this does is starts Chrome at this address. File, save as, and we're going to save it as a bat file. So we're going to go to all files, and dot bat. Save. Let's exit out of this. Open this up. I'm in the portfolio, so I have to do CD. And what that is a quick way of just going back 3 folders. Then I'm going to just type YouTube. And as you can see, it opened up YouTube. So there you go. What we're going to do next week is learn more about batch files, learn more about command prompt, and start working with HTML. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know before we start working with HTML and CSS. It's going to sound tricky, but it's really not. Once I explain everything, you'll see it happen. This was Red Tech, and I'm signing off.